a lot of the night, and then take the lead in the fourth, and there were kind of some tough plays, like the pass around the basket, the take foul leads to 4 points on possession. What did you see kind of execution during that stretch when things kind of unravel a little bit?
Yeah, I think, like you said, I thought it was a good game, and the effort and physicality was there. We just have to be able to execute on both ends of the floor throughout a close game. And again, we always talk about win or lose. There's always 10, 15 possessions that you can get better at, and I think there was critical moments there that tallied up to those throughout the second, third, fourth quarter that we just got to learn from and get better.
Coach, I know it's just happened, but because you have the game Sunday, is there anything in particular that you do different in your approach to make certain adjustments in that short time frame, that turnaround time?
Yeah, I mean, we'll obviously just go back and watch the film and kind of see, obviously start with the things that you can control, the transition. They had 29 points in transition. Obviously some free throws there, critical free throws that we could get better at, and then just offensive execution. So we'll take a look at that tomorrow.
Joe, this is the second game in a row where the other team got off to a pretty hot start, and the first quarter deficit was pretty immediate. Was there any correlation between the two games of stuff you think you didn't do well at the jump, or was it two separate instances?
No, I mean, I think they got out in transition in both games, and I think they shot 7 for 12 in the first quarter from three. So I think it was a little bit of a hot start by them from a shooting perspective, but there was some transition there that we could definitely that we can clean up for sure.
And you guys are running this chaotic defense in the half court, and then on offense you're sending a lot of guys crashing. It feels like that can maybe not necessarily hurt the transition, but when the other team is running so fast, the mismatches can get crossed on the other end, and that can take you out of that help for each other defensive style. Is that something you're seeing? Do you think are there ways to get better at the transition defense, or even off makes when they just take it and push and things get scrambled?
Well, I mean, it just depends on what type of shot. I think the Dan Carroll one, that was a 12-footer. It's also what type of shot that it was. Yeah. But there's definitely 5 or 6 possessions tonight where we gave up a layup regardless of the our offensive result that we had to clean up for sure.
Coach,
Joe, you guys open up that third quarter with a 10-0 run. What change? I know this game is about a game of momentum shifts and changes, but what sparked that run? How do you sustain that moving forward?
Yeah, we just did a good job controlling things. They didn't get to the free throw line. I think they had no offensive rebounds, no second chance points in the third quarter. So we were able to control that. We were able to control the transition, and I thought we executed well on offense.
Joe, as you reflect on this game, does it feel like bless you? Just one of those where it's a couple of bad momentum swings in the fourth quarter resulted in this, or how do you process the first 3.5 quarters leading up to those plays that we all saw? Again,
every game's the same. It always comes down to pockets of that. If it's a blowout, they get talked over, and we talk about other stuff. If it's in this situation, those get magnified, right? And I think that's the growth that we just have to continue to fight for as a team. As we brought the effort and the physicality, we got to bring the execution, and in a game of swings like that, where it's close throughout most of it. Those plays matter, and they're magnified, and we just got to get better.
And then two minutes for Anthony Simons in the first half. Did you have a message for him at the half of this is what I want to see out of you, and kind of how did he respond from that?
I thought he responded pretty well. I thought he was more aggressive in the second half, and there was no message there. I think he just has an understanding of what we have to do on both ends of the floor. I thought he did a much better job of that in the second half.